Hey guys, welcome to my what sold on eBay video. Joey is normally here, but he's taking a nap, so he's kind of exhausted from doing a bunch of nothing. So my name is Dave. I'm a full-time RN working from home because of the Rona. Full-time husband, father. I'm a part-time reseller, part-time YouTube content creator, and the reason we make these videos, me and other resellers, is because you don't want to source something that's not going to sell. You don't want to waste your time, money, and resources driving around buying the wrong items, building your death pile bigger and bigger. You want to actually source things that sell. So the reason me and others create these what sold on eBay videos is so you can learn on what to source and get that quick flip. And it's true, I did sell an empty box on eBay for 24 bucks. That's right, sold an empty box. We're gonna get to that in just a moment. A little housekeeping before I get to that. I did finally get back my top rated plus seller status. I know, it's amazing. I put my store on time away for 7 months when I was in between houses, selling my old house and buying a new house. So there's a big gap of 0 sales. I think it screwed up the algorithm with eBay, and they kept warning me I was going to lose my status, and there's nothing I can do about it unless I could get in a time machine and go back and don't do time away. So it was kind of silly to send me these warning emails. I did lose the status for like a month, and then it came right back, so awesome. The other little bit of news, a milestone that I hit, is my YouTube channel reached 100,000 views. I can hardly believe I've poisoned the minds of viewers of my YouTube channel 100,000 times. That's amazing. Half of it's Joey's fault. But yeah, 100,000 views on my channel. Wow. I started YouTube right after YouTube first started, I think in 2006. And I uploaded videos of my son playing football, some aquarium videos, a dodgeball video, and I think about 4 years ago I started the reselling videos. So at total transparency, about 44,000 of those views is one single dodgeball video. So a big shout out and a big thanks to the reseller community for supporting my channel, watching my videos, and also a big shout out to the dodgeball community for watching my dodgeball video. That video gets shared and added to playlists all over YouTube, so it's really kind of gone viral as far as my channel goes, so I do appreciate that. I'm also trying this new hair product. It's hair wax. I've used hair gel for 5 years and I just switched to hair wax. So what do you think? Does it look better? Do you use gel or wax? Remember spritz back in the 80s? Put down in the comments, what hair products do you use? And can you even tell that I have wax in my hair? Okay, so the first item that sold is this Atari PlugIn Play, still sealed brand new in the package. I got this from a Goodwill store. I sourced it a little high, 5 bucks. I don't normally spend that much money, but I figured it's still sealed in the package. Comps were all over the place. It sold for $15.95 plus priority mail shipping on top. Next is this 2001 A Space Odyssey paperback book or soft cover book. I sourced this, I believe, from a Salvation Army for 50 cents. Happens to be one of my favorite movies. Probably in the top 5 all-time favorite movies. Of course, you know, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is way up there, close to number 1. I should probably make a list someday of my top 5 and top 10 favorite movies, but I don't think you care about that. This thing sold for $19.95 with free first-class shipping through the global shipping program. Now you're asking yourself, Dave, you sourced this for 50 cents. It's pretty common in West Michigan or the Midwest. Cost for thrift stores for paperback books and hardcover books is pretty cheap. 50 cents, $1, 25 cents. And it sold for 20 bucks. Well, why is that? Well, the reason is because it's a first edition. So when I go to a thrift store, flea market, garage sale, if I'm able to handle the product in the book and look at it, I always look for sci-fi books, anime books, anything that's science fiction related, anything. And I quickly just look on the inside of the book to see if it's a first edition or not. And if it is, I grab it. I don't even look up comps, I just grab it. But that's why this one sold pretty quickly and for so much money. Next, I sold this really cool model train S-gauge building. It's called Mystic Train Station by American Flyer. This thing is very heavy, very odd, but very cool. It's got this big transformer in the center, and it has a built-in record player and a miniature record. So when you wire this up to a model train track and the train passes by and hits the switch, it plays this record inside. Now unfortunately, the one I have doesn't work. It's really old. It's mostly complete, but I listed it for parts only. I listed it for parts and repair only. You have to be very careful that you're clear in the title, the condition, and the description that this is for parts or repair only. Does not work. I sourced this from that in-person antique toy auction I went to. Made a video of that probably about a week ago. I'll put a thumbnail up here. If you go back just a few videos, you can find it. That was an awesome haul. I filled the car full of vintage toys, Lionel trains, just a ton of stuff. Cost of goods was $1.87, sold for $19.95 plus Priority Mail shipping on top. I actually found a YouTube video of this exact item working, so watch this. That's really cool. Kind of creepy almost sounding, but that's really cool. A lot of vintage toys like See and Say or Speak and Spell or whatever. Remember that big round toy? You spin that arrow and you put it on the cow and you pull the string and it says, the cow says, Mrr, you know, like that thing. Well, inside of that, if you take it apart, is a miniature plastic record. And it's just a record player, spring-loaded record player. So back in the day, before digital anything, a lot of toys or items that had sound was actually a miniature record player. Next item is this canceled CocaCola Check from 1944. I sourced these, about 10 or 15 of these from a Facebook group. Cost of goods is $3. I sold it for $15.95 plus first class shipping on top. Super simple to ship. That's one reason why I love ephemera. This next one I paid a little too much. This was a high bid lot of HeroScape items like dice and little figures. And if you don't know what HeroScape is, it's kind of like a board game, sort of, kind of three-dimensional with dice and little plastic people, and there's a big dragon, a bunch of stuff. And I just kind of got auction fever because there was a lot of stuff that I knew I could lot up and sell. So after doing the math and dividing it up into lots, each lot cost of goods is about $4.32. This sold for $9.95 plus first class shipping on top. Next is CoverGirl eyeshadow. I'm into cosmetics again, guys. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to sell cosmetics. Where I source this from, cost of goods, I can't remember. It's been a long time. I'm thinking Peter, Craigslist Hunter, had these wholesale lots of this CoverGirl stuff new in the box, and I bought a dozen from him. Maybe from his eBay store. I can't even remember. It's been so long. I just got tired of looking at these because they've been in my store for so long. Listed them for $9.95 a piece. I sent somebody an offer for $8 and they took it plus free first class shipping on top. So I'm probably breaking even on these, but that's okay. I just need to move this inventory and make room for better stuff like these vintage toys that I got at that auction. Next is another power belt. I'm so old I call them fan belts, but they're technically power belts. I bought 29 of these in a high bid auction. Cost of goods 52 cents. It sold for $11.95 with free first class shipping. The reason it's free first class shipping, it's super light. You're talking 4 ounces. You just stick this in a poly bag, put a label on it, boom, gone. And there's competition, so to beat out the competition, I do free shipping because it's really inexpensive. Next is a movie poster, Bustin' Loose with Richard Pryor. Source this from Mr. Buys a Lot from his YouTube channel. He still does this a little bit, but he sells wholesale lots on his YouTube channel. So I bought like 65 vintage movie posters. Cost of goods $4. I had it listed for $29.95. I sent a potential buyer an offer of $25 and they took it plus free first class shipping. Next is another Royal Copenhagen dish. Sometimes they're plates. I guess if they're bigger, it's a plate. If it's 6 inches or smaller, it's a dish, like a trinket dish, or I don't know what it is, but it's a little 6-inch dish with these little birdies on it. Super cute. Cost of goods, 18 cents. You heard that right, 18 cents. I bought this giant tote from a high bid auction of like 61 collector plates. So my cost of goods is super low. Sold for $14.95 plus first class shipping on top. So this lot has paid for itself a long time ago. I mean, you can't beat a cost of goods of 18 cents. It's practically free. Next item is an important lesson. Never walk past anything just because it looks like junk.
Junk, junk, junk. Yeah, well, that's our business, isn't it? Yeah, but this kind of junk make real junk look bad.
If you watch my in-person auction haul video with all those vintage toys and Lionel trains, I was bidding. It's not in the video, but when I got home, I showed you the haul. I bid on a pile that the auctioneer made, and I thought I was bidding on a model kit and some train cars. Well, it turned out not to be what I thought it was. Instead, after I opened the box, you should never assume anything. After I opened the box, it was full of model kit pieces and parts. So it was not the model on the box, it was just different pieces, 150 pieces total: wheels, tires, engine blocks, a car body, bumpers, firewall, steering wheels, exhaust, clear plastic windows, decals, just a mishmash of bits and bobs and pieces and parts. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna lot that together. So I just spread it out on my white foam board I use for photos, and I listed it as a lot of miscellaneous vintage 1970s model car pieces and parts. So I turned lemons into lemonade and sold it as an auction for $21.50. Cost of goods, $4.37. So not too bad. I also auctioned off the empty box that was supposed to have a model in it as an auction. Boom! That's right, you can sell empty boxes on eBay. It could be the original PlayStation box, or Super Nintendo box, or a vintage model box. Now, not everything is going to sell, but hey, if your grandma gets you a new Rolex for your birthday, you could keep the Rolex and then you could sell the Rolex box on eBay. It could happen. If you're unaware of this particular model, this is a unicorn. This is one of the holy grails of collectible models. I'll put a comp up here. If you have the actual model, the box, the instructions, and the whole kit, say unassembled and ready to go, you're looking at a huge amount of money, $400 to $500. So I didn't despair, even though I sold all the pieces and parts that had nothing to do with this Camaro model. It was some other car. I followed the advice of my online friend Chris from Crispy Toys and Treasures, and he said, hey, you could just sell the box empty. And you know what? I did. So I put the box on eBay as an auction. It did have the instruction manual, which is in pretty poor shape, and a few pieces of cardboard, like this fake little ramp and stuff like that. So I put it on there as an auction, and it sold. Boy, did it get a lot of attention. I don't know how many bids. Maybe in this picture you can see how many bids. 18 bids, I think. I started at $1, and it sold for $24.02 plus first class shipping on top. This is a first for me, selling an empty box. I just recently sold McDonald's Szechuan McNugget sauce. I've sold Taco Bell sauce packets. I sell cosmetics. There's all kinds of crazy stuff in the past 4 years that I've sold, but this is the first time I've sold an empty box. Now, if somebody owns that model, say they assembled the model, it would be really cool to get a hold of the box. Then you could put the assembled model on the box, or the box could be on the shelf or a wall hanger or whatever. But this is such a rare model, people even want the empty box. So that's a lesson. If, put down in the comments too, be honest, if you're perusing a garage sale or a flea market and you see a model kit and you open the lid and it's just full of pieces and parts, wheels and tires and engine blocks and just a mishmash with glue residue all over it, would you think it has that much value, or would you just push it aside and keep walking? Obviously, if it's still sealed in the plastic, everybody knows to grab that. But what about pieces and parts? Have you ever thought of that? I, myself, in the past would have walked right by it. So this was an accidental purchase thinking I was getting the model kit, and I kind of learned a valuable lesson. Those vintage parts are worth money. The last item are these two Delta faucet handles. One is just the handle and the other one is the whole kit with the handle and the collar and everything together. Same guy, one guy bought both of them, put them both in a shopping basket and checked out together with the two, which I really love because it's super easy to process that shipping. Cost of goods was $2 a piece. I got these from a Goodwill in the hardware section. He paid $15 for one and $19.95 for the other. Put them together, really inexpensive priority mail is like £1 and 4 or 5 ounces, no big deal. So that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon. That way when I do these premieres or upload a new video, you'll get a notification and update. This fiber optic high-speed internet is supposed to be coming through my neighborhood in about a month, so I will be doing live videos again. I'll also be on other people's lives being interviewed or part of a panel. Kind of have that in the works. I have a lot of messages on Instagram going back and forth, people wanting me to do that, and I just can't do it right now. My internet connection is so crappy. The last time I tried to go live was in February. It looked like a potato can underwater, kept freezing. I have Starlink satellite internet and I'm surrounded by trees, so the dish has a real hard time getting a good signal. I can't do anything live, but it's coming soon in about a month. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. Put down any questions you have in the comments. Until next time, see ya.